Women movements in Western world after the 19th century had lots of political and social impacts on the society. In 1792, Mary Wollstone published Vindication of the Rights of Women. It is one of the earliest works of feminist philosophy. In 1867, the London Society for Women's Suffrage is formed to campaign for women's suffrage. It is later furthered by the National Union of Women's Suffrage Societies and the Women's Social and Political Union. In 1906, the National Federation of Women Workers was set up by Mary MacArthur. She was also the General Secretary of Women's Trade Union League. In 1908, 250 people in Hyde Park in support of women's suffrage, showing the popularity of feminism back at that time. In 1918, women over 30 were granted the rights to vote. Finally, in 1928, all women in Britain were granted the rights to vote. In 1848, first Women's Rights Convention was held in Seneca Falls, New York City, marking the starting point of mounting feminist movements in the United States. In the same year, National Women's Suffrage Association was established by Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony. Following the establishments of these associations, states started to grant women the rights to vote. In 1893, Colorado is the first state to adopt an amendment granting women the right to vote. Utah and Idaho followed suit in 1896, Washington State in 1910, California in 1911, Oregon, Kansas, and Arizona in 1912, Alaska and Illinois in 1913, Montana and Nevada in 1914, New York in 1917, Michigan, South Dakota, and Oklahoma in 1918. In 1896, National Association of Colored Women was established. At this point, some states started to giving white women the right to vote. In 1903, National Women's Trade Union League established to advocate for better work conditions and higher wages. In 1919, the Federal Women's Suffrage Amendment passed by the Congress, known as 19th Amendment to the Constitution. Political impact. Women in most Western countries have been granted the rights to vote. Increasing number of women appeared in political stages. Years of women gaining rights to vote in Western world. In 1913, a motion on universal suffrage for women was adopted by the Norwegian Parliament. Thus, Norway became the first independent country to introduce women's suffrage. In Denmark, women won the right to vote in municipal elections in 1908. However, it is not until 1915 that they were allowed to vote in Riksdag elections. Women were granted the right to vote and be elected from the 12th November 1918 in Germany. Regaining independence in 1918 following the 120-year period of partition and foreign rule, Poland immediately granted women the right to vote and be elected as of 28 November 1918. Austria granted the general, equal, direct, and secret right to vote to all citizens, regardless of sex, in 1919 after the breakdown of Habsburg monarchy. Women were granted equal voting rights by the Constitution of Czechoslovak Republic in 1920. The 21 April 1944 Ordinance of French Committee of National Liberation, confirmed in October 1944 by the French Provisional Government, extended suffrage to French women. In Portugal, after the Carnation Revolution, women were granted full and equal electoral rights in 1976. Social impact. There were increasing job opportunities for women and emerging gender equality. One, less responsibility and social norms for men. 2. Benefit women you love, such as your daughter and your mom. 3. Get rid of the notion that all men are aggressive. 4. Help with LGBT. 5. Open up even more job opportunities to boom economy in different countries. 1. Improve job equality, including working conditions and wages. 2. Improve female mental and physical health, such as depression and domestic violence. 3. Improve reproductive rights for women. 4. Reduction of the rape rate and violence against the women. 5. Help women or girls in developing countries to study and improve their living conditions. We cannot succeed when half of us are held back. Malala. In my nervousness of this speech and my moments of doubt, I told myself firmly, if not me, who? If not now, when? By Emma Watson.